Back at it here on the Morning Brew. Told you we're going to have some theater, and this segment is brought to you by our friends at the Albuquerque Theater Guild. And let's show them all about that, Director Dan. Albuquerque Theater Guild brings you this segment today, your guide to live theater in Albuquerque, of course, and go to abqtheater.org to find out more about all the live theater that's happening in our community. With us today, Aaron is surrounded by very handsome gray-haired gentlemen here. Ray Orley is with us. Ray is with the Adobe Theatre, and he is an actor and has appeared in several shows at the Adobe, and we're going to hear a little bit about a new show called Pack of Lies. Ray, welcome, first of all.
Thanks very much.
I was mentioning earlier that this is kind of ripped from the headlines today, but the play is not a current play. It's actually, what, about 50 years old?
Oh, no, the play is about 30 years old.
Okay, well.
But it concerns events that happened around 1960. And it's about, and it's based on historical stuff. A couple of American accused spies for the Soviet Union who lived in London and became very friendly with the British couple across the street. And I actually play the man from MI5 who sort of leads the investigation of this whole thing.
I can see you playing that role, too.
And, well, thank you, I guess. And anyway, it's about historical events, but the real emphasis of the play isn't as much the spying part and all of that, but what happens when friendships get distorted and, you know, you're sort of spying on your neighbors or whatever. How does all that work? And especially if you're very friendly with the neighbors. So.
Yeah, and that can be kind of relevant today to what's been happening the last few years here in America.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Absolutely, yeah. There's a lot of stuff about spying and government spying and so forth in the headlines these days. So it's a little different situation, but I think very relevant.
So there's some twists and turns in this, obviously.
There are.
And is there a point, I don't want you to give it away.
Right.
But is there a point where the neighbors figure out what this guy is doing?
Yes, and also begin to figure out what's going on with this couple across the street that they're so friendly with. The play was written by Hugh Whitemore, who is a British playwright, but he's also done quite a bit for American TV and film. He has won a couple of Emmys, in fact, for shows he did for American TV, including one about Alger Hiss. So you can see he's obviously somebody who's sort of obsessed with this whole thing of spying, I guess. And I was actually living in London in 1983, working at the American Embassy there when the original British production of this was premiered, and Judi Dench played the wife of the English couple. And I thought at the time it was a pretty amazing play, and liked it a lot, but of course never guessed that 30 years later in Albuquerque, New Mexico, I'd be playing a part in it.
Yeah, now, is that kind of what inspired you to do the play here at the Adobe Theatre?
Right. The director, Joanne Dinella, saw the play herself about 25 years ago, before she was really involved in doing any directing, but liked the play very much and said she wanted to put it on, if possible, and she's been thinking about it for 25 years, I guess. And I said, well, I'm definitely very interested in this role, so I auditioned for it and was lucky.
It's all history now.
Right.
Now, you've been in many plays at the Adobe Theatre, which I love that theater. Talk about the space itself and what you like about it.
It's a wonderful space. It's very intimate. It has fewer than 100 seats, something like 88 seats, and you are really almost on top of the audience. And that intimacy that you can feel there is really extremely pleasant. It's it's a delightful place to work. I guess I've been in Albuquerque for about 13 years, and I guess I've been in about 9 or 10 plays there during that time. So I really like working there very much.
Now I'm just looking, and it looks like you have a lot of people that played part in this play. How many people does it take to put a play of this
There are
statue
8
together?
characters in the play, including a young 16-year-old, 17-year-old young woman who is currently applying for college, but is also an excellent actress, and she's playing the daughter of the British couple.
Okay.
Very nice.
And there's always the people behind the scenes too. And it looks like
We
your
have
production
quite a
team
few
is
of
huge.
those. Yes,
Yeah.
an
Very
excellent
big.
production team. The Adobe's great on that,
Yeah.
and always good to work with them in that regard as well.
Okay.
Pack of Lies is the name of the production. Now, you open
We open tomorrow night.
tomorrow night, yeah,
Oh,
and you're going
wow.
to run through February 2nd.
Right. We run through Groundhog's Day, and and it plays Fridays and Saturdays at 8 o'clock and Sunday matinees at 2 o'clock.
So how do we get tickets for this?
You can go to the Adobe's website, which is, let me just look to make sure I get it, www.adobetheatre.org.
Yes.
Or you can telephone them at
Okay.
898-9222, or as the Brits would say, treble two.
Do you do a British accent in this? You'd have to.
Well, just about everybody does,
Yeah.
except
Oh.
for the 2 Americans. Yeah.
Do you have a little coaching on that? Does somebody
Yeah,
help?
yeah, we
Somebody
have.
helping you guys,
And I've lived in London off and on for quite a few years, so
you've heard it.
I've heard it and practiced it. Yes.
Of course, over there, you're the one with the accent.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
Ray, it's wonderful to meet you, and I think this is going to be an excellent show. And
If you're interested in sort of spooky stuff, slightly spooky stuff, and
And some history
human
too.
relationships and some history. Yes, I would suggest if you want to do a little historical looking at the facts, check Wikipedia and Portland Spy Ring. It'll give
Oh,
you
okay,
the
get a
real
little background.
story.
There you go.
Yeah.
Great to meet you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I've enjoyed it.
Ray Orley with the upcoming production Pack of Lies at the Adobe Theatre. It's the Morning Brew. We have film coming up. Aaron and I will be back in just a moment.